Sports bettors have kind of a dilemma. How much of what happened yesterday affects what happens today? And in some sports, like baseball, it can matter a lot. In other sports, like the NBA, where the 76ers just got bounced out of the first round today, and now we have the Lakers facing that same situation tonight, what happened yesterday is not necessarily what we would expect to see happen today. Let's talk about it. Daily double time. I don't know how many more daily doubles we're going to get in the NBA. We're getting pretty close to one playoff game a night territory, in which case we'll move to daily free plays. But in the meantime, we can do at least one more daily double, and we'll start with tonight's Monday night's NBA action. A pair of games to talk about. We have the Lakers looking to stave off elimination against the Thunder, and we have the Pistons battling the Cavs in a series that's seen the home team win and cover each of the first three ball games. Let's start with the earlier of the two, Detroit and Cleveland. Right now, look at the Odds Logic live odds screen. Mostly 3.5s for the Cavs, total sitting in the 213.5/214 range as we speak. And for the purpose of this video, I'm in play on the side for here. So if you want my best bet tonight, the side is Detroit-Cleveland. You can get that right now on my homepage, www.buzz/TC. That being said, we do have a strong opinion on the total as well for this one. And that would be looking at the under. Let's start with this. All right. When we think about what the Pistons mentality is, this is a team, especially a Pistons team coming off a loss. We like the concept of Detroit's defense, Detroit's kneecap biting, coming off the defeat, and coming off a defeat in which Cleveland shot really well from 2-point range, better than 70% from 2-point range in that contest. To see the Cavs shoot that well from inside the arc tonight would be something of surprise. They may shoot better from 3-point range, they may shoot better from the free throw line, but they were 70% range from about 2-point range. That's pretty good, and it's hard to do that 2 games in a row. From a pace standpoint, Detroit likes to muck things up. They're not going to run up and down the court, and it's not like Cleveland with their veteran guards and their 2 7-footers on the floor a lot of the time is pushing pace either. This has been a slow-paced series. The only reason that game number 3 went over the total is because Cleveland shot as well as they did, and then Cade Cunningham had himself a big game as well for Detroit. So pace-wise, it hasn't been there all series, all right? From a free throw standpoint, we saw a bunch of free throws last time. And if it's a foul fest tonight, this my under could be in jeopardy because we talk about what matters most for NBA totals: pace, free throws, free throw attempts, 3-point shooting percentage. That's the 3 big factors to consider with totals. And then I listed them kind of in order. This game isn't going to have a whole lot of pace. I do not expect pace. And certainly when it comes to the points being scored with the shot clock off at the charity stripe, that's always a concern for under bettors. That said, unless this is a foul fest and or unless both teams and Cleveland have not shot well from the free throw line in this series, I'm not expecting we're going to get 50-plus points from the free throw line tonight. If we do, we'll have to adjust and maybe get off this in game. But I don't see a scenario in which, especially the Eastern Conference, when they play physical as the series progresses, you don't see the refs all of a sudden starting calling 25, 30 fouls a game on these teams. So I'm not expecting a foul fest. I'm not expecting the game to be played with pace. And I'm not expecting either Cleveland to match their great shooting from inside the arc last time or Detroit, who's gotten really contributions up and down the roster. And as the series progresses, I'm not convinced we're going to see. Again, Pistons 111, 107, 109, very consistent in this series. I don't know if they get there tonight. I don't. So look at the under between the Cavs and the Pistons. Game 4, again, 213.5/214. Right now, the prevailing number. And I'm expecting a relatively low-scoring affair for that one. Before we talk about OKC and LAL, I do want to let you know about what's going on right now at WagerTalk.com. Before I even do that, though, I got to ask you guys one simple favor. If you like these breakdowns, and I've been trying to do them almost every day throughout the postseason, please just give us a like. Boom, done. We're looking real close. I keep on saying we're at $250,000. We haven't gotten to a quarter. I thought we got to $250,000. We haven't gotten to $250,000. Maybe if you're the guy, we'll get to $250,000 today. But like, comment, subscribe. We really appreciate your feedback. Really appreciate your contributions to this show. And of course, the comments make all the difference. I do my best to get into the comments and answer questions before tip off. So for what it's worth, like, comment, subscribe. Thank you. Coming off a pretty good weekend, 75% across all sports. We swept in the NBA. The NBA playoffs have been consistently good for my clients and I for the last 5 years, looking for the fifth straight winning postseason. We're in play tonight in both MLB and NBA. Don't get a play. Get on board with one of the packages, whether you want a 3-day deal, whether you want a NBA through the end of the playoffs deal, whatever you're looking for, I encourage you. Visit the website, WagerTalk.com. Check out my homepage, www.buzz.tc. OKC, LAL, all the money's coming for the Thunder today. OKC up to -11, -11.5 at most books, 215 the total. And I teased this at the open. We saw a complete no-show from Philadelphia yesterday against the Knicks. They were down 3-0. There are 3-0 teams that, 1-2-3 Cancun. They waved the white flag early. The Sixers did that. Should we expect that from the Lakers tonight? And the Lakers really, when you talk about the playoff runs for LA, they've been swept out of the postseason in recent years. They got swept out of the postseason. That said, the elimination game, they lost by a bucket in overtime when they got eliminated. It's been as one-sided a series as one-sided series gets. OKC versus LAL. You look at since last year, I've got OKC since last November, 9-1 straight up, 9-1 against the spread the last 10 meetings. In this series, we've seen the Lakers give OKC problems for a half, multiple times. They battle with OKC, and then all of a sudden you blink and the Thunder go on a run, and A.J. Mitchell starts trading threes, and next thing you know, oh, wow, the Lakers are down 20 again. 108-90, 125-107, 131-108 in the three previous games in the series. And at some point in all three of those games, if you're watching them, as I was, going, man, maybe the Lakers are alive. Wow. And then all of a sudden, boom, the OKC goes on a 12-0 run, and it's like, nope, game over. So we saw Philly no-show. I don't know whether I expect to see a Lakers no-show. And the quotes aren't Lakers no-show quotes. I don't know if this is a team like the 76ers with the internal chemistry issues. That being said, OKC's better than LA. All right. Now, we saw the Thunder go in Game 4 against Phoenix. They're up 3-0. They're in Game 4. They're up, I think, 8 or 10 at the half. And they never pulled away in the second half. It did not cover the double-digit point spread in that Game 4 clincher. Phoenix fought hard, and Phoenix hit shots that game. Phoenix, if memory serves correctly, let me just look it up real quick, because I know that Phoenix was just draining everything. They scored $122 in that contest, and including one at the end. And OKC, they sniffed a point spread cover, but they were never thoroughly in control of that ballgame when they were blowing them away. Phoenix 53% from the floor in that game, though they didn't much get to the free throw line. But again, we talk about how much do we think about the last game or the last series or a game, how much does Philly, New York affect OKC, LA? Not even a little bit. But it affects the mentality of the marketplace. And that's the reason that I brought it up, is that the market just, we expect, it's of course. It's a blowout. Of course they're going to kill them. I'll put it to you this way, all right? If I'm taking the Lakers in this game, I'm taking them first half, not full game. And I think that might be the best bet of the bunch, is Lakers first half. I don't expect, if you can hear me going back and forth, that's the way I feel about this game. I'm not from I'm like, if the Lakers don't cover first half, they're done. All right, they're not. There's no, we're going to dig deep and battle down 20. It's not the mentality of a team down 3-0 in a series, and we saw that from Philly yesterday. And we've certainly seen the mentality of OKC of, we're just going to keep firing at you. Yeah, if it'd be Lakers first half, but I don't think I'm taking Lakers first half. I don't. It's not a scenario in which I'm comfortable asking a team that's not shown they can be competitive against their opponent to suddenly say, all right, we're going to be competitive. So the bottom line for me, if I'm playing OKC or Pat. And the bettors already got to it. The 11.5s are out there now. It was 10, meaning 10.5 yesterday. So it's not like you're getting the best of the number anymore. But Lakers, at some point, this is a whole scenario with these closeout games and a 3-0 series. You can battle. And at some point, your opponent goes on a run. It's the nature of basketball. When you're down 3-0 in a series, the ability to bounce back and fight back off of that run, it's diminished. It simply is. And that means, the more I think about it, it's OKC or pass. And again, not a strong opinion for the second game. I do have a stronger opinion in terms of side and total for the first game, Detroit-Cleveland under. It certainly makes a lot of sense to this better. If I'm playing the second one, it can only be the Thunder minus the points in a series. That is, it feels over because it is over. If I'm playing, I'm laying. There you have it. Thanks for watching WagerTalk TV, guys. Really, stay tuned right here on this channel for more quality video content. We'll have more free play analysis tomorrow with Minnesota San Antonio Game 5. And we appreciate all the likes, comments, and follows. Have yourself a great betting Monday. Enjoy the games, and best of luck with all your bets. Cheers.